Buenas and half a day. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank Mrs. Camacho and her family for being here today, and also thank you for her continued support during her husband's time in public service. Today we are going to recognize a retiring Chief of Police of the Airport, Mr. Robert Camacho, and I'd like to thank my colleagues for being with us today. We also have the special honor and privilege to have the governor join us. And so I'd like to welcome him first before we move forward with our resolution presentation to give the governor's certification seal. Governor.
Thank you very much, Vice Speaker and Senators. Thank you for giving us the honor to come and participate in this very special recognition for Chief Robert Camacho. And I have a good experience working with him. I worked with him closely when I was the administrator of the court as the legislature passed the post standards. And we worked together. I know that I always took pride the judiciary was the first to head into compliance, but it had a lot to do with the close working relationship I had with Chief Camacho when he was chairman of the Police Officers Standards and Training Commission. And so I think that the professionalism that he brought to the implementation of that program, the professionalism that he brought to the airport police and to the government of Guam, it really is a model that we hope that, and we know that a lot of the officers that you've mentored over the years will continue with that legacy. So on behalf of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, it's my honor to give you this certificate of appreciation on behalf of the entire government of Guam, the people of Guam. Thank you very much for your over 34 years of public service to advance our island and to improve the livelihood of our people. Congratulations, Chief Camacho.
Thank you, Governor Tenorio, Acting Governor Tenorio. We don't want the governor to get mad at us. And now we'll present the resolution presentation. Relative to recognizing Chief Robert D. Camacho for his dedicated service with the governments of Guam and congratulating him on the occasion of his retirement from the Antonio B. Wonpat International Airport after 34 years. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Iminay 35 na Legislator in Guahan,
whereas Robert D. Camacho was born on January 31st, 1962, and is the son of Pedro Alvarez Camacho and Josefina Blas Camacho. He was one of 12 siblings and was raised in the village of Mongmong. He is a 1980 graduate of George Washington High School and a 1984 cum laude graduate of the University of Guam, where he earned a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice. In 1984, Robert also graduated from the Officer Basic Course Military Police School in Fort McClellan, Alabama. And whereas Robert D. Camacho is married to Pauline Camacho, and they reside in the village of Agana Heights, and are blessed with 3 children, Robert, Ria, and Isa. And whereas for many years, Robert D. Camacho has held numerous positions in public safety within the government of Guam, from February 25, 1985 to September 16, 2007, Robert was employed with the Department of Corrections, starting out as a Parole Officer 1. Through his hard work and dedication, Robert was promoted to the position of Deputy Director of Corrections, and on May 12, 2004, he became Director of Corrections. On May 17, 2007, Robert was moved to the Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency, taking on the role of Acting Director. From October 1, 2008 to September 26, 2009, Robert then served as Deputy Chief of Police for the Guam Police Department. Robert held his final role in public safety as Airport Chief of Police with the Antonio B. Wonpat International Airport from September 27, 2009 until his retirement on February 25, 2019. Robert has also served as both chairman and vice chairman for the Peace Officer Standards and Training Post Commission from 2012 to 2008. And
whereas Robert has served our island and our nation through his years of service in the United States Army, he began his military career with the 368 Military Police Company, U.S. Army Reserve, on March 1982 as a private first class. Robert then became a Cadet E5 on March 1983, then became a platoon leader, lieutenant, in May of 1984. And in October of 1985, Robert was promoted to commander, lieutenant, from January through May of 1991. Robert was deployed to Saudi Arabia as company commander captain with the 731st Military Police Enemy Prisoner of War Processing Company of 1991, and Robert was deployed to Saudi Arabia as company commander. U.S. Army active duty, Operations Desert Storm. Upon returning home from deployment, Robert transferred to the Individual Ready Reserve, and in December of 1991, he was honorably discharged from the U.S. Army. And whereas Robert D. Camacho received many accolades and recognitions during his years of service with the U.S. Army, including the Bronze Star, the Kuwait Service Ribbon, the Southwest Asia Service Medal, Post-War Award, the Saudi Arabia Service Ribbon, the Governor's Meritorious Service Medal in 1991, the Army Service Ribbon, the National Defense Service Medal, the Expert Pistol 45 cal Expert Grenade, and the Army Lapel Button, and whereas throughout both his military and civilian career, Robert D. Camacho was given back to our island community through his professional, community, and civic involvement. Robert was a member of the University of Guam's Aikido Club, ranked Deputy Dan in the Taekwondo clubs of Mong Mong and the University of Guam, member of the Public Relations Officer of the Lati JCs of Guam, member of the Governor's Veterans Memorial Committee, member of the Men's Concilio Catholic Prayer Group, member of the Knights of Columbus, and sponsored of married couples with his wife Pauline. For Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament Parish in Agana Heights, Vice President of the Pacific Probation and Parole Association, Chairman of the 2006 Governor's Christmas Light Project at Adelup, Chairman of the Guam Liberation Day Planning Committee in 2006 and 2007, member of the 2007 and 2008 Christmas Light Festival Committee, and board member for the Salvation Army in 2008 and 2009.
Whereas Robert also finds great joy and satisfaction in coordinating community activities, especially those that help the less fortunate in the community and make a significant impact for the island. Now therefore be it resolved that the Committee on Rules of Iminay 35 na Legislator in Guahan does hereby, on behalf of El Legislator in Guahan and the people of Guam, recognize Chief Robert D. Camacho for his dedicated service with the government of Guam and congratulate him on the occasion of his retirement from the Antonio B. Wonpat International Airport after 34 years. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules certify and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Chief Robert D. Camacho and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Imagahagan, Guahan, duly and regularly adopted by the Committee on Rules of Iminay 35 na Legislator in Guahan on the 25th day of February 2019. Thank you. I'd like to offer the speaker to say some remarks, and then retired Chief Mr. Camacho thereafter.
Situas Masi, Vice Speaker, Governor, thank you for being here with us. To the family, Undunklo na Situas Masi, Pauline, for sharing your husband with our island of Guam. Mr. Camacho, Robert, this is going to be bittersweet for the government of Guam because with all the years of volunteerism, but serving our island, our country, our people, and the volunteerism that you've done, inclusive of our faith-based organizations that can continue to work with our island residents, to our men and women in uniform, but to more importantly, the love that you share with your family also. We, on behalf of the people of Guam and the 35th Guam Legislature, and I know the governor agrees with me to say, Undunkala na Situas Masi for all your hard work. And I know that you're retiring, but I know in your heart that volunteerism will always continue to be there. Right, Pauline? But anyways, thank you on behalf of the people of Guam. And I hope you can say a few remarks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Senators. Thank you very much. Jim, I worked with Jim when I first started with as a parole officer. We worked together in the same office. And it's glad to see you moving up in the world with becoming a senator. Congratulations. And sir, thank you very much. I was a couple of years back, worked with the governor on the post-commission standards for the judiciary, and he started a phenomenal academic course that's really the first in its history, really, at the courts, and that was a very successful implementation. So I guess I want to dedicate this to I got this from my wife. I'll try to keep this, but I like to dedicate this to my mom. Who taught me never to quit and to serve others. I also like to dedicate this to my family who have been there throughout this time, and of course the many men and women who have been so instrumental in my career and supported me as a leader in different agencies from DOC, Customs, GPD, and of course the airport police. I really do appreciate it. I guess, throughout the time, when I was reading all my resume and looking at all these different things I've participated, it really went by so fast. And but all I did was put my nose to the grindstone and saw where I could be of help and where I could do a little bit of, shine a little light on people's lives. And I hope that will how people remember me is that I did my best to serve the community and my country. And I just want to thank you, and especially my wife. You can't be successful without this partner. Thank you. And of course, I would like to thank the Lord for his many blessings, because without him, I don't think many of these things, these accomplishments, could have transpired. And I deeply appreciate it, and I love all of you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yes. If the family can come up, please.